I think Drow Ranger was one of the top heroes, you know, like the A tier, the S tier kind of hero. And at the minute, I just think the Drow Ranger doesn't even really need items to get strong. You know, you start off, you don't really have, and we saw it a couple of times as well during the Xmas show, where the Drow Ranger doesn't have a great start in lane, but once you hit that level 6, you know, once you start to stack up your stats, and you start to stack up your abilities, you know, even if you don't have the most items, you don't have the most net worth, the Drow Ranger still looks incredibly deadly. So even if he doesn't have the greatest time in the lane up against this Bat Rider Shadow Demon combo, Kiritich, this Drow Ranger to me is the X Factor. You know, it's just looking, to me, it just looks like it's going to be a hero killer. And that's exactly what the Drow Ranger is designed to do. So, you know, getting a shard, being able to mount pressure onto the rest of the side, maybe fighting a little bit earlier as well. I'm really looking forward to seeing how they play around this Drow Ranger.
If Hellraisers don't jump in and get a kill there, whereas Nemiga, they have different go in, go out, reset with the Treant Protector over, reset with the so many more. Plus, you mentioned Drow Ranger, her ability to buff up the lane. But Hellraisers, their lanes could go strong. Lina is a natural lane winner, but if there's something that she doesn't do too well against, it's fat strength mid laners who just don't care about the pokes and get as much farm as her, and then just go around the map killing her teammates and don't. So that's kind of the why the Tusk is so solid against Lina and why Kiyotaka is Tusk red bat orb.
Can I ask as well, because the Lina, before, a couple of months ago when the Lina was being picked up mid, you know, the build-up that I saw was the Boots of Travel into the BKB into like a Silver Edge or a Daedalus, but more recently I've been seeing both mid and carry laners go for they do pick up the BKB, but they get an early Falcon's Blade, and then they go in for a Maelstrom. You know, why are the laners? Is it just because of the attack speed buff that laners are going in for the Maelstrom to get, you know, the most out of those Maelstrom procs?
I haven't seen too many Lina. For a carry Lina, it's quite apparent. You get an early Javelin to destroy people, and you're the one that, who is being put an emphasis on in terms of farm, so you want to further, of course, the damage from the Maelstrom. For Malrine, I think that's gonna be a classic, you know, Falcon Blade, Boots, BKB, and if the game is going really well, then you get a Boots of Travel. If you have a really nice game and you get an early Boots of Travel Falcon Blade and you can go around getting kills without much problem for your life, then that's pretty much how you solo win the game. Obviously, if I'm having Lina and I get the Boots of Travel and I can go for kills, the game is...
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll keep an eye on the item build as well. Just watching on the top lane as well. Kiritich, the creeps did get pulled behind. The Bat Rider Miro now level 2, so he's not going to point in the Flame Break, not going to point into the Firefly just yet. It looks like he was looking to keep himself safe. I like this really deep ward as well. Just to keep an eye on the back, keep an eye on when the Shadow Demon moves off the lane, to see any couriers moving through, and just offering maybe some early rotations from the probably not that early coming out from Kiyotaka, but Malrine, he's going to be taking some harass, and 2 points into the Dragon Slave before he gets a point into the LSA. He's going to be taking a lot of harass coming out from Kiyotaka here underneath his tier 1 tower, so it's not going to be a dive, it's not going to be kill potential, but Malrine's still taking a lot from the Tusk there.
We know from one TI final when a certain player, somebody said, oh, we picked a Tusk against the Tusk King. Malrine might be feeling that way right now. You know, how can you play a Tusk against me? In that certain grand final, the one calling himself the Tusk King didn't really do too well. I'm hoping that Malrine will be a bit more humble here, because if he's not, he might just... That's the thing, you know, Tusk has so much HP that even when he gets low, look at it, he still has 200 HP, he's not really dead.
Yeah, and he's going to be able to regen up as well. You see that when the Tango comes out, you know, he's got the tower as well. Yeah, he is just going to be able to get himself right back to a decent amount of health. Bottom lane, let's check in with the hack on the bottom lane as well as Hellscream. Vazia to see how this lane's going. Solo looks like he did get the pull through. Just trying to maybe deny the rest of the creeps to make sure Hellscream can't get a pull himself. And Sniper this time, gone for the 2 points into the headshot, but nothing into the take aim. It is going to be into the shrapnel, that 3rd point. So at this point, is it just looking to maybe stop these pull throughs from Hellscream? You know, be able to farm these neutral creeps with the shrapnel as well?
I think it's level 1 for the range. I think the Hawk. even though I like the shrapnel, at least the Hawk, at least from what I've been seeing from him, has most. There is one lane that is really going bad for Hell. That's the top lane. Miero, he didn't want to get low, so he was consistently pulling himself back. And against the Drow, you usually have good CS, because the hero has bad animation, but Batrider has really bad damage. So very nicely done for Nemiga to zone out Miero and just be super aggressive on him. He can't do anything.
Yeah, you can see he's trying to use that sticky napalm to stack up, you know, to get extra damage here onto the creeps. But like you say, the Drow, it's just being able to get himself in, get these right clicks off. The 2 points now into the Frost Arrows that if Mero tries to back himself up, it's going to be a long time, especially when you've got a Treant here as well. Being able to pop that Leech Seed for the extra protection on the Drow. If you want to get close to that Drow Ranger, you're going to lose so much of your health to try and do it.
It's not looking good. See, of course, when you get level 3, level 4, the Drow starts being scared, but it doesn't matter. You've gotten the CS necessary, even if you would start losing in CS right now, as long as you don't die and get level 6.
See you later, nerds.
Yeah, and look at this again. The Leech Seed comes out with the Frost Arrow, slowing Mero down, keeping him in that Leech Seed range. So Sobat going to get a lot of benefit from that. Flame Break comes out. I want to Kiritich. He's just going for the TP. Yeah, the Shadow Demon's not close. The Poison, is he going to be able to get the ticks? Actually, he was close. But the Shadow Poison, it shouldn't be enough to get the kill, especially with that Living Armor coming out here for the Drow.
There's this Firefly used. Nemiga are going to be getting so many creeps under the tower. So bad. If I was him, I would be focusing a little bit on not getting the experience here from the creeps, but it seems like he needs to posture himself aggressively or we'll be in trouble.
Yeah, Disruption comes out here from the Shadow Demon, but again, Mero underneath that Tier 1 tower, still going to be taking a lot of harass coming out from Sobat and Kiritich. But Kiritich, is this going to be enough with the Shadow Poison to get this kill? He's low. He connects. He gets the kill. Ansarus pulls out the first blood just for the fact that he was landing all of those Shadow Poisons, and Kiritich wasn't respecting it.
And Sobat also made a mistake. He ran towards the Batrider, who was low without the Firefly, instead of running towards the Shadow Demon. If he pushed back on Taurus, his draw would have been a... So, slight mistake there coming out from Sobat. It just happens. You don't respect what the other hero can do, and that was true for Kiritich as well. So he loses life, and now he doesn't have a TP. So suddenly that great lane is not so great any longer. So Hellraisers are quite happy. And this is what happens. Batrider hits level 4, and he suddenly becomes a beast in the lane.
Yeah, and you can see the Marines, he's moved into the jungle now as well, just trying to find some of these stacks. Tusk with the double damage rune. Does he have? He does. He has it bottled, so he's going to be able to keep that for a little bit longer here as well as Marine. He's just trying to find that extra farm. We're only 6.5 minutes in, so no neutral items just yet. But it looks like we're top lane. Are they going to try and make a move onto Ansarus? There is going to be the disruption coming out, but Ansarus is going to be slowed down by the Frost Arrows as well as the multi-shot. Do they have the damage to take him down? Shadow Poison's coming through, but one more right click, and yeah, so bad. A little bit of revenge here for Kiritich in the lane, but mid lane. Oh, excuse me, bottom lane. The rotation comes out. Kiyotaka. He's going to be able to get himself on top of Hellscream. He does get a kill with that double damage rune.
And very fast rotation towards... He waited for the siege creep in the mid lane to die, for him to find the first power rune, and then go for a rotation. Mallory needs to be careful. They're coming in full force.
Yeah, Dragon Slave gets thrown out, but the Snowball, he gets caught in the ice shards. And now with the Walrus Punch, this damage, it should be enough. LSA is going to connect, though. Double damage rune. Tusk just needs one more right click for the disruption. Antares the illusions. Yeah, Antares is going to be able to get it with the poison.
Oh, that was beautiful what he did. He saw that he had a Fairy Fire, so he disrupted him, and then he went for the Shadow Poison. You can pop the Shadow Poison during the disruption. Somewhat kind of what the OD at right click works out. You use the OD right click, then you ask for someone, and the right click connects, and that's kind of how the disruption works as well. So just beautifully done from Torres there to make sure that the Fairy Fire doesn't come out and potentially they does.
Yeah, and Solo, I mean, Solo's trying to just do what he can to Vizzy. Vizzy is going to be forced away from those neutrals, you know, from the creeps being pulled through, because he doesn't have a support in this lane, because he doesn't have that extra protection that if the drain comes out, maybe the hack moves up as well. The hack, what level is he? Level 5. He doesn't have the assassinate just yet, but Vizzy, it's a lot of damage that comes out from the Spirit Siphon still on Solo. 3 points in that.
Yep. I mean, Stentor, naturally a very tanky hero in terms of HP especially. He has very high strength gain, so the Spirit Siphon is that works so well against him. Solo is gonna be getting level 6 soon, so the movement speed problem isn't that big of a, especially once he...
Yeah, and do you expect here that Solo, is he going to be... Oh, it's going to be the TP rotation into the mid lane. It looks like because Tusk is away, so Dahak going to be getting some solo XP. Leaves the Solo to get some solo XP as well. And he might not know this TP came out, but the Stomp's going to be there. Solo going to be drained down. Sticky Bomb comes in, and the damage, though, you look at how quickly Vazia is losing his life. And yeah, Solo, he is going to get to that level 6. Does he leave... I mean, I suppose Dahak's already left the lane, so it doesn't really matter. But does he then want to try and group up with the rest of the team when the Exorcism comes out to try and force out a tower, maybe up against the Drow in the top lane?
It seems like this is the idea to counter the Centaur. Centaur can't really kill you because of the Spirit Siphon being so strong early on. So I think that's the idea. But top lane, Kiyotaka is making a move with the Arcane Rune.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try and close the gap onto Kiritich now as well, but the LSA is going to connect the disruption. It came out a little bit too late, but it does still keep the Tusk from danger, and now immediately into that snowball. So that's going to be the point-blank connection. Laguna Blade comes out. Kiritich, though, is the chase because he moved himself away, so Kiyotaka is going to be able to move himself out there as well. So Kiritich not going to be able to expand. Yeah, the snowball comes out. They're going to kill onto Sobat now as well. The Walrus Punch connects onto Maureen. Maureen's going to get really down low. The Sounds comes out onto the Batrider. Doesn't even need the lasso, and they might even still be able to go into Kiritich with this disruption into the lasso from Mero, and Mero's going to be able to get out. He doesn't even need to use it here just yet. The damage going to be more than enough, and Mero picks up that kill.
Amazia used that stampede thinking he can say something. That is Kiyotaka through and through with the Tusk. We talked about it in the Christmas show. He crushed it with this hero. I think he had 80% win rate. And now with the Arcane Rune, he is showing Nemiga that he can use this hero properly as well. And Hellscream is in trouble too.
Yeah, it's going to make a dive into the mid lane behind that tier 2 tower though. So Kiyotaka does just move himself back after this. But yeah, a lot of damage onto Hellscream, and Hellscream, he had to get himself away from that.
With this kind of a build on the Tusk, the Arcane, you know, anyone who has played the mid lane Tusk Found for build, he's gonna know about it, because basically you're just spamming your spells and they do so much damage. Kiyotaka now, he has the map open to do it. The Lina is scared to stand in the mid lane because with a couple of rotations you can die, and she can't push because the sniper is always in the vicinity. This gives so much space for Kiyotaka to do whatever he wants. And their lineup, they needed to do well in lanes. They really did. And their lanes, their early game, it went horribly wrong.
Yeah. And Maureen, yeah, like you say, he is in the jungle. He's looking for farm. He's going to be... It's only about 400 gold behind the Tusk, so it's not a massive gap. But this mental advantage here that the Tusk has, that knowing that, like you say, he can rotate. He can look for the kills. He can look to put pressure. And the Nemiga, they have to be the ones to respond. And the Lina having to be really careful. What's the level difference here? 9 and... Okay, so 9. So it's not even a massive level difference. But Kiyotaka, he just seems to be the one that's come out right on top. And now the Exorcism. So they are going to try and put pressure onto the tier 1 tower on the bottom lane. Just take this away from Nemiga and just get this extra benefit of the tower and the gold.
This is a problem because Nemiga, they won't be able to take the enemy tier 1. I mean, Hellraisers are much stronger right now, and you won't have the access point towards the bottom tower. Opening up the map for Nemiga, it's impossible currently, and they need it because they have some greed on their lineup, whereas Hellraisers, they only need the sniper hitting creep.
Oh, Ishaz comes out. Hellscream, he's going to be in trouble. The Walrus Punch comes through now as well, and with the damage soul, Spirit Siphon as well as the Exorcism. Even Visor's going to be in trouble. The Snowball underneath the tier 2 tower, and it looks like the Death Prophet wants to carry on going. Sounds for a few seconds longer. Solo, can he get himself out of this? He starts another Spirit Siphon onto the Drow here, and Kiritich going to take a lot of damage. Kiyotaka still gets a kill onto Visor, and now they might be able to take down the Tusk. Kiyotaka does get killed off by Sobat. He claims that kill, but you can just see Kiritich taking damage from Solo now as well. He doesn't have another Spirit Siphon for the next 13 seconds. It might cost him his life here. Laguna Blade comes out, and Maureen will get the kill.
Man, that was a second before the Tusk gets his snowball and he died. If he gets the snowball off, Kiritich dies. He doesn't have the raindrop, and that is a complete disaster. This is now a chance for Nemiga to maybe apply some pressure to the bottom lane. You can't take the tower down. There's going to be a TP there, and you are going to have to back out. So again, Nemiga, they defend themselves, but at what cost? At bringing so many heroes to the bottom lane without any chances of getting a objective going there.
Yeah, and you can see that Sobat, he's waiting just for the creeps to move up. So he's going to pull a couple of these through. The TP is going to come out here for Solo. So again, just protecting onto this tier 1 tower on the bottom lane. Tusk back to the mid lane as well. I mean, Tusk isn't the quickest tower hitter as well. So even if he cleans up this creep wave, you know, that tier 1 tower, it's taking a lot of damage, but there would still be time for TP rotations to come in if he wanted to go all the way to that tier 1. So Kiyotaka, you can just see... He's just playing it safe. He's not crossing the river just yet. He's not sure where everyone is on the side of Nemiga either. So he does throw himself in a little bit. You know, the wards are down as well. But he's not overly aggressive here. It doesn't seem.
Right now, Nemiga, they have to wait for the for them. He was a smart boy and he understood the dangers of this game and how much he needs to do. Both him and Melrine are going for it. And this is the way to approach it.
Yeah, meanwhile, the top lane, you can see that Dahak, he's just going to take down the right clicks onto that tier 1 tower. Hellstrom being caught out. He's already used the assassinate as well, so the right clicks, and Mero's going to be able to secure the kill up against the techies, and then the TP into the mid lane. So Mero, how is he looking? He did go for the drums first. He's only about, what's that, 700, 800 gold from the blink, though, so it's not a massive... It's going to be a great time in here for the Bat Rider.
It is going to be quite... There's drums and the... he knows that he needs to catch the enemy. And that's what Hellraiser's lineup is good at. Get the kill. If you jump them, you can't get a kill. Where's the downfall?
Yeah, Mero, they're going to be able to spawn to Maori now as well. The flame break into the lasso. He's going to be slowed down, but he's still going to have damage to get with the overgrowth coming through, though. Did he still get the kill? Assassinate from long range. He still get the kill into Maori. And now, well, they're going to be able to take down the Tusk. Solo coming in with the exorcism. Can they carry on going even further? They take down the techies. Trian, he wasn't able to TP himself out of this, and now Kiritich is in trouble as well. He's already used that gust, so he's not even going to be able to get the blood back onto Solo, and Solo should be able to get the kill. It's going to be a full 5-man wipe, and Hellraisers, they only lose the mid lane, and they might lose the courier as well. The tower shots, it will take it down, but they lose a tier 1, and a full team wipe goes the well of Hellraisers.
The Hawk comes at a perfect moment. All 3 of the towers of Nemiga have fallen. They have a Treant Protector. We talked about both teams kind of having a way to respond toward the enemies, but Hellraisers, every single thing of their lineup, being able to push towers, check. Being able to kill people with a Tusk, check. Being able to pull the sniper early on in the fight so that you can get the extra kills and the towers as well, check. So they did everything right. Nemiga, I mean, considering they only have 4 kills, their lanes went horribly wrong. When you look at every single position is behind the position of the enemies, yeah, nothing went too well for them. And the Hawk also, once you get the Dragonlance, that's the time when you fight with the sniper. You have the Maelstrom farming capability, then you get the Dragonlance and you join the fight. Plus, that is a Blink Dagger. Hellraisers know that this is a straight up disaster for Nemiga, and even bigger disaster than...
Yeah, and this draw range, you look at the net worth, he's 5th in net worth. I talked about not really needing the items, but it just seems that Hellraisers have been able to play around this draw really well. They've found a good couple of kills onto him, put the pressure onto him as well. So he's not even really found the levels that I was expecting the draw range to get either.
The Hawk is not the guy that is going to allow him to lose the lead. He understands how far ahead they are, and he's going for a BKB. He knows, I get this BKB, I stand my ground, they can't do anything to me. And that's a very smart coming off of the Hawk. If he lives, him and his team will do enough damage. There's no doubt about it, especially with the way that this currently.
Yeah, so the BKB, I mean, his courier's going to be coming back alive soon as well. So he is going to be able to get the first item of that out if he wants to. And so the sniper getting that BKB, what does he want to be going towards after? Is it something like the Desolator, or does he just go straight Daedalus and just increase the damage that he's putting out?
You can go for Silver Edge. I think it's the smart one. Gives you position, gives you the crit. So you kind of have 2 in 1. It's a great item to roll, and we talked about the ability to burst people and the division part, so that kind of gives you. So I think that's most looking for. But also there's a shard, there's a hurricane pike. You know, those might be the items he wants to finish. He even thinks.
Yeah, and I suppose as well, he could go for the concussive grenade if he wants that, just in case the Centaur blink comes in and gets right on top of him. But we can see Nemiga, they want to go for a smoke.
Yeah, they will be capped. Sure, but Fantaris is not the first one that gets on. He just saves people.
Yeah, and the blink, it doesn't come out here from the Centaur, so they're going to be able to turn it around with the destruction of Mount Vazia. He tried to go for that stomp, he had to pop the Stampede, but there's going to be the lasso, the Walrus Punch comes out. They still get the kill onto the Centaur. And where are they going to be able to go from here? Malrine underneath that tier 2 tower, but the rest of his team not close, so if there was a dive coming in, yeah, you can see that he's just playing it safe, just going to go right back to the fountain with a TP.
Usually we see, see this ward from Nemiga and the ward from Hellraisers. But usually we see these areas being contested by teams, especially in the Rosh, even in later versions of the game. And Nemiga, they thought they could go aggressively there because Kiritich was pushing in the bottom lane, but Hellraisers didn't care, and they're still gonna be on it.
Yeah, this ward, it's going to spot the Drought Ranger out. The Gust comes out now as well. So Batrider turns himself around. He doesn't want to get too far away from Kiyotaka. Not sure what everybody else is on the side of Nemiga as well. So they just give up the chase. He didn't have the lasso either. So he wasn't able to get that off onto the Drought. Mid lane, though, there could be a fight breaking out. Disruption comes through. Can they go into Visor once again? The Shadow Poison starting to stack up. Laguna Blade, though, on the back lines. Onto Solo, the Force Staffs. He's going to keep Solo alive. No Malrin. He's going to be able to get the kill. The Snowball connects onto Malrin, though. Malrin's going to go down. Hellscream trying to run himself away, but the Ice Shards, it just keeps him locked down. He comes back in with the Taser, as it looks like Tahak's going to be able to get the kill onto Hellscream. And they still take down 2 heroes there, only trading off Solo.
Nemiga are getting desperate, and I understand why this game is so out of their hands right now. It was a cool interaction. You know, people tend to forget the techies jumping in with the blast off, and then the flame break stops you. You know, it just feels bad. I'm catching 2 of them, we can turn this around, and suddenly no.
I'm really freaking out.
Also, one thing we talked about, the potential concussive grenade, the sniper disarming the Lina and the Drow, who neither of those 2 have a BKB, nor are they going to be looking to buy it anytime. That's also going to be... That's big for the sniper as well, other than giving him some... For now, it seems like it's just going to be the items. BKB, and then Mjolnir, and the Hurricane Pike are probably something he's going to be looking.
Yeah, Mjolnir is going to be the next one. You know, like you say, the BKB's there, the Dragon Lance is there as well. And he's just going to be able to sit at a distance and plink down onto this tier 2 tower. The side of Nemiga, they're not even coming in to protect this. They're just letting Tahak just take it. I suppose if he's the right-clicking onto the tower, it means he's not busy killing the rest of the team. Speaking about killing the rest of the team, Marion, the lasso's going to come back. Stampede, though. Do they have a jump in? Where are those drums? He's already used them. He's not got the blink deck for 8 seconds. But Marion, he's going to be slowed down. There's going to be a really nice tush punch as well. So the Assassinate not even needed the Visor, though. The Disruption, it's going to stop his TP. Shrapnel's going to be dropped as well. So Visor, even going to be the bullet coming out to slow him right down. And that's going to be the death of the Centaur. Once again, he's 0-4-2 here on this Centaur.
Thing is, game number 1. Are they getting more? Yeah, they are.
Kiritich, the Gust comes out. Do they have enough? Though the Force Staffs from both sides. Antaras not going to be able to catch up, so he has to go for the Disruption onto the tree. And it looks like there's not going to be any follow-up here onto Sobat.
Antaras, in the first game, he played the techies, and now he's playing a Shadow Demon, and he's pretty much doing the same amount of damage as he did in the first one, right? In the previous game, he played the Bane, a hero that pretty much doesn't really have any possibilities of doing massive amounts of damage, but this Shadow Demon is kind of making everything happen for his team. He's canceling the blink daggers, he's getting the kills, he's saving people, and he's always there, you know, to just change the outcome of a fight, get an extra kill, get a first blood, whatever. He's just doing an awesome job, and I'm loving it. And now he even steals his stack.
Just watching Mero there as well, just skulk his way through the dire jungle looking for anybody. Malrine, he might be coming into this with the Shadow Blade. It is only a Shadow Blade. It's not even the Silver Edge here for the Lina. But trying to chase down, he's going to be careful because that Shadow Blade's going to be fading to Mero. Well, he doesn't have that lasso, so he's not going to be able to turn around and get the catch onto Malrine. And Malrine, still 6 seconds. The rest of his team is backing him up in case he gets into danger. But he just, that to me, you know, that was dangerous there for Malrine, and that might, like you say, Nemiga, they have to try and start taking these risks, but if they don't pay off, that's just going to open up the map for Hellraisers.
For sure, but at least Nemiga went where they could. They pushed the enemies back as much as they can. They didn't get Batrider, so they kill, but at least they pushed them out a little bit. You buy some time with this. Obviously, you're gonna be losing the tower. The game is looking bad for you, but if you continue to make these moves, you can force Hellraisers into a mistake. You know, this is the for quite some time, this is the first move that I really liked for Nemiga, even though it didn't end up in a kill. At least they stopped exactly where they should, and they pushed out the enemies in.
Yeah, and it looks like now they're going to try and trade off the tier 2 for a tier 2. The creep's pushing in as well. How much tower damage do they have? The LSA comes out to try and clean off these trees, but the fortification is going to be used, so they need to wait for this next creep wave. There's going to be buying Hellraisers time to respond however they want. Kiritich with a Hurricane Pike as well. That's going to be really nice in case, you know, you don't have the Gust. If anyone gets on top of you, you know, just being able to knock them away. Being able to get the extra attacks out there as well. Stacking up that damage. It's going to be the Lincoln Sphere for the Drow Ranger, so they are bothered about this lasso as well as the disruption coming out from the side of Hellraisers over wanting that BKB.
You just can't go for BKB. It's not going to change it. You're going to get jumped and you're still... You get lassoed, you're gone.
Okay.
So
well,
that might be gone.
No, he's tree walking. He is A-okay. Or maybe like a B or a C okay, but he's still okay, and that's the main thing.
Yeah, he got slapped, lost a few leads there, but the life is gonna back. Batrider is still not facing Miero. He's now on the top lane, so they want to be everywhere on the side of Hellraisers. Now they know there's not too many Nemiga, and Nemiga, they see people are missing, and they're like, yep, let's get together behind the tower, the only thing we can do.
Yeah, and Mero, like you say, he's going to carry on. I mean, he's got the chase down. No more drum charges, though. So that is going to be... Oh, bottom lane. Sobat still in the trees. He's trying to do what he can with the Nature's Grasp, but Solo does move himself back here now as well to help push out this creep wave. 4v3 fight. Yeah, even Mari's going to TP down to this creep wave. Maybe try and get a pick up onto Solo, but it does leave the rest of Nemiga open to a gank if they get caught out.
If you're Nemiga, ideally you want Hellraisers. For a fight, great, but you're way too weak for that. But at least from that point, it's the longest path to taking an objective for Hellraisers. Contesting the Roche pit, getting the tier top, getting the bottom lane. From the bottom lane, it's all hard to do. So Nemiga, ideally, you would want to get a kill, but if you're pulling Hellraisers, that's good enough. Hellraisers, they wouldn't want to give this tower before the next Roche, because taking the outpost and constantly pushing in the wave is going to allow Nemiga to potentially...
Yeah, and let's see this. Dahak, he's just, again, just sitting out of range, right-clicking onto the tower. We've got the Exorcism coming through from Solo now as well. So, backdoor protection for the tower. Bottom lane, though, are they dragging them down enough here? They've got the jump onto the back right. Meanwhile, the back lines is just giving the Warriors punch to come through. Do they get the kill onto the Tusk? The Tusk's going to go down here. Mero, does he get the chase into Vazi? Vazi's going to go for the TP, so it looks like that Centaur is going to be out. Meanwhile, the Disruption Hellscream, though, the Force Staff, it gets him away from the Techie's Blast off. Techie's Hellscream is going to go down to the Assassinate. It's not enough damage to finish him off. And the Shadow Poison won't connect here either. Kiritich trying to go for that TP, will be able to get himself away. So it looks like Nemiga, they're going to lose the tree, but they do trade that off for a Tusk, which is a great trade to have, just going 1-for-1 with you being so far behind.
9-second BKB on the Tusk, you force Hellraisers in the bottom lane, and you kill the Tusk as well. I mean, you can't get happier than that one. Nemiga, they understood there when they saw the sniper on the high ground, like, no, run away, the Hawk is gonna kill us. And they did manage to escape. Even if Hellscream dies, it wouldn't have been that bad of a deal. But overall, Nemiga are quite happy with it. Still, Hellraisers, they're the ones in control. It's not gonna change. You need like 5, 6, 7 more of moves like this to really start impacting.
Yeah, and well, Solo now, he's going to try and take this outpost. Just another objective. I mean, Roche at least 3 seconds away, but it could be a quick one. And with that outpost being in their grasp, it's a really nice, you know, clearing off the tier 2 tower as well. What's it going to be? It's going to be 20-ish seconds. So if you check that pit, this could be a perfect timing with Marine being here on the bottom lane. But it looks like they want to try and just take away take the farm, take this jungle, and then put pressure. This tier 2 tower, you know, take this one down before it does get living armored right back to full health.
Yeah, you wanna take that. Lift is gonna... Nemiga, they won't have its bottom tower, but there's very low chances of Hellraisers really poking that bottom tower. The only thing now that you can do with this one is maybe force them in the mid lane, but overall Nemiga are okay with that if they still can't get this. It's so dangerous for them. Also, what's dangerous is the more that they are allowed to stay on the bottom side. That is something that can lose you the fight quite heavily, especially after this Roche falls.
Yeah, Roche, they're just going to be straight into the pit here, Hellraisers, and it looks like Nemiga aren't going to be able to respond to this. It's going to be the second Roche as well, so the shard comes out. Do you give that over to the sniper, or... Yeah. Is that just because typical, you know, it's the position 1 carry, so he gets everything that he can carry out of the pit?
It's the best one. The only one that is close to being that good is Solo one, and of course the Shadow Demon ult. Yeah, I think it's no, right? Because Solo doesn't really want to get ult too deep, even if you...
Yeah, and... It looks like, I mean, Nemiga, they're just going to back themselves away. There was the smoke out from Hellraisers as well, but Nemiga, they saw the Roche go down, and then he just immediately played it safe, you know, back themselves away so bad. He's still trying to do what he can on this bottom lane with the Nature's Grasp, because it is just going to be normal creeps, you know, there's no super creeps, there's no mega creeps, anything like that coming out, so he can try and keep the momentum in favor on this bottom lane, in favor of Nemiga, and then TP to wherever he's needed. He's got that gem in his stash as well, so looking to pick that one up, but Mero, how aggressive does he want to get here on this Batrider? Or is he just creating space here for Dahak to sit and plint down onto this tier 3 tower?
He doesn't have a force, so not too much. But ideally, you're just defending the hub. He went for a Crystalist. It's coming over. I like that much more over the Daedalus that he was thinking about, because this sniper, he needs some damage. Daedalus or the Silver Edge, that's what I want to see, because now it's time to poke the high ground, considering there's no glyph. This tower, I don't really see Nemiga defending it all.
No, and you can see that even Mallory, he's not here to defend. Kiotak is going to blink in, but Solo, he wants to be coming in with the Exorcism now. Fortification will be back up because this is going to be the first tier 3 tower. So if Hellraisers want to step onto the high ground, there will be a fortification coming out from the Nemiga. And how far forward do they want to go with this?
I just don't have the heroes to defend this high ground, but Vazia is trying to clear out the next wave. So Kiritich will deal with the wave right now. They use the glyph. He made a mistake. He used multi-shot way too early. This is a problem. Now your axes can act fall.
Yeah, and look at how quickly they're going to go down. There's going to be the jump in now as well. The BKB comes out from the back rider. Overgrowth is going to be there. So Kiritich is going to be left outside of the range of Hellraisers, but it's still going to be Hellscream that goes down. Buyback comes out. What can Kiritich do? He's got to be careful because the shrapnel is still dropping. The Haxley's leading the line. The sniper's in the front. He's saying, right, come at me, bro. You want to fight into me? Here I am. He's still got that Aegis now as well. He's going to be plinking away onto the melee racks. And at least Marin, he pushed down that top lane. He got some tower, so he got some net worth. He's finished off that Silver Edge here as well for the Lina. So what can he do with this now?
Well, they don't want to leave Hellraisers. They know if they're standing their ground here, they're going to be winning for sure, especially during them having the Aegis.
Look at this. Fazia, he's going to be able to get the double stomp off, but what's going to come from this now as well? The multi-shot, it's not going to be there because of the Walrus Punch. They take down Kiritich, and Kiritich doesn't have a buyback. He's dead for 50 seconds. Assassinate onto Mallory now as well. Maybe just a bit of a scouting to see where he was in that Silver Edge, to see if he was coming forwards, but this is going to be a lane of racks. 40 seconds before the drought comes back up. You still have the Aegis on the sniper as well, so they're going to be able to take even more out of this, Hellraisers.
Such a good call from Hellraisers not to go back. Usually when you see the side lanes like that, you're like, you don't, in this kind of a scenario, just don't do it because you're so much stronger than your enemies, and the only way that you're gonna get off of you is to go for the side lanes. This way you're not wanting Nemiga to have a single play on the map.
Yeah, and Drought 14 seconds away. Mallory going to be taking a lot of damage and headshots now as well. The Hack throws himself forward with the concussive grenade. He got offensive with that, aggressive with that, and he was just pushing back everybody on the side of Nemiga. How far away is the lasso? Lasso's 8 seconds away, so they might be able to get another jump on. Aegis again still here for another minute and 20 seconds. So what can they do here on the side of Nemiga to defend their base? Silver Edge going to be coming up. They're going to be able to get the stomp off onto the sniper now as well, but the disruption going to save him from that multi-shot coming out from the Drought. LSA, the BKB was there, so the LSA doesn't connect, and now he pops that concussive grenade, and Dahaki's back on the low ground. He's back away from everybody to get the last one to Kiritich, and Kiritich, Snowball comes in. Stampede's going to be used now as well. Kiritich with the BKB. Laguna Blade comes out into Kiyotaka. Kiyotaka, can he get himself away from the right damage? Hellscream, he's going to be diving in onto the rest of the solo as well as the Pyro. The Pyro Rider will go down. Mayro. Oh, in the trees though, it looks like the Tusk able to get himself away with the Gust on connecting it onto Illusions. So they do take down the Batrider at least.
They survived. Nemiga survived. The Aegis is not going to be used to take down another lane of racks. So Nemiga now, it's time for a move. Push out the mid lane a little bit, deal with the wards, and go for moves. This needs to happen right now in the next couple of seconds while the Batrider is dead and while Hellraisers. Because if you don't take the map back a little bit, you're in so much trouble. They're not rewarding things inside of their base. Even though they have a gem, that ward is persisting, and that is going to give the info Hellraisers survive for as long as they need. Let's continue destroying this game. Please, Nemiga, still in it, still win, but it's not.
Yeah, and you can see the sniper now. He is going to be going towards a Silver Edge of his own, so he's only the recipe gold away from it, about 200 gold, which once this next stack comes up or creep wave pushes in, he's easily going to be able to clean that up here on the Hack. And yeah, top of the net worth by about 5,000 gold.
I have to praise my colleague here. You Rob learned during the holidays what's the name of the. See you constantly just showing me like concussive grenade, because I remember it. Before the new year. You had no idea. Called concussive bomb, concussive explosion, whatever.
Listen, the most important part is the concussive. It could be a concussive yell. But, you know, yeah, the smoke is going to be good. Yeah, and I might have taken a look at a couple of shards that I wasn't familiar with.
Hellraisers, they are going onto the high ground, so might not be ideal. Nemiga not in a position anymore.
Yeah, the Lincolns comes out. It's actually pop, but is there going to be the lasso comes out, gets him try back now onto the Lina. The Lina's going to be cliff now as well. The damage, look at this, just stacking up all around this cliff, and they've got a great anchor point here on the side of Hellraisers just to keep them locked down. Even the banish comes out. There's going to be the force staff away from Vazia, but Vazia, is he going to be able to? He's not going to be able to survive, and only the techies left. Drow Ranger does have buyback, but you're standing up against 5 heroes on the side of Hellraisers. And you know what I loved as well, before the Batrider jumped in, the hack put the Melania active onto the Batrider as well. And it looks like it's just going to be GG. So Nemiga, they push it to 3 games, but Hellraisers are the ones that clutch it out in this 3rd and final game. 33 minutes, a 28-7 kill difference, and a 19k net worth lead here for the side of Hellraisers.